Please
This
do remind if
conference will now be recorded.
I have not started sometimes I tend to forget. Okay, please remind me so that we start the recording and you don't miss out the session. Okay, and why SQL is important. Okay, let's understand that. Let's say, okay, I don't want to open Power BI because I didn't go through it at any time. Let's suppose we created a visualization. Okay, some bar chart or something, we created it, right? And now we say that, okay, we have given some bar chart and there are some values to it, right? So this 10K, this 8K, or something, some values I'm adding it up here, 15K. Okay, so this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. Okay, this is what you created, and let's suppose this is your sales, and this is just some country. Okay, by country wise you have given the sales. Now, are these numbers correct? What you created in a Power BI report. So how do you validate this? So you extracted data from a SQL server. Okay, data extracted from SQL server. Okay, and you build a visualization in Power BI. Now you have to validate your result, correct? Whether what you've done is correct or not. Okay, so how do we validate it? We have to go back to our database and write a select query for this. Now, can someone tell me, okay, the select query for this visualization? So country is coming from a country table, okay, from our location table what we have, and sales is from your sales table. Okay, can someone tell me the select query for this? Who said we know Varun, Shanti, Mehboob. You guys are aware of SQL and writing select queries. Can you please tell me the select query for this? That's okay. If it is wrong, right? No issue. Varun, Mehboob, anyone? Yeah, Mehboob. We have set up two tables. From two tables, we have created this visualization. Mehboob, I'm not able to hear you. I don't know. Anyone else want to take a chance? Varun?
Yeah, I guess it would be like select sales from country, where country like something like that, and name
Sales from,
country,
you right? Says from country.
country, yeah,
In a
where
country
country.
table, I said, right? Country table, we don't have a sales column.
We
Country
don't have. So
dimension
I
is correct.
guess we should be having some primary columns for both. I mean,
So assuming all of those thing,
mm,
okay. So now let's say, so sales is just not a sales, right? Because here we have aggregated the data by country wise. So I have to write an aggregation here, correct? I have to write an aggregation here, like sum of sales, okay, as my total sales or whatever it is. All right. So this is coming from my sales table. Okay. And I also said I need a country. So country, but country should come from where? So country column should come from the country table. Right? Country column should come from the country table. So what is I do? I also have to write a join. Right? Join your country table. Based on what? Country and on
On sales dot country equal to
on country dot country ID is equal to sales dot some order ID. Right? Then we also have to, because we are doing an aggregation, we also have to write a group by your country. Correct? So you would need to write your select queries for testing purpose. Okay, these are called your test cases. This also people, they will also ask you to write a test case. Okay, like what is that you would want to validate. That's the reason SQL is very important. Okay, not apart from a test case. Okay, if you don't know what data is there in my database, okay, how would I analyze it? For you to understand the data, then only you can go into it and create a visualization or build a data model or transform your data. Right. So SQL is very important. So I would recommend each and every one of you, even if you know, please practice. I'll be sending some assignments also. Okay. And someone who does not know anything about SQL, okay, start from the basics. Once you're done, okay, I'll also take some couple of sessions clarifying your doubts. Okay. Or again, starting from the very basic onwards. Okay. So that you know at least some basics. 30 to 40% of SQL you should know. Okay, someone who knows, you should at least know 80% of SQL. Write these select queries. Okay, I'm not bothered about creating a database and all this stuff. Okay, but here also you should know few things like primary key and foreign key, as I said. Okay, now let's go to our session. So yesterday we discussed about what is business intelligence. Okay, what is BI goal? Why are we working on this? All right, the BI goal is all about a better decision. Right, so every company would want to take some decision, right, which is a better decision based on some facts, some data driven facts. Right, a decision can be cost cutting, a decision can be operational efficiency, a decision can be recruitment, a decision can be profit oriented. Right, what are decisions? All these decisions can be taken with some data. Right, as companies are collecting lots and lots of data, our as a developer, we have to process and clean this data and aggregate the data and present in some form of a visualization. Okay, so not all the data is important. We only showcase what is important. Okay, which they can use it at the right point of time. Okay, then we understood about what is a data warehouse. Nothing but collection of tables, a proper structure based with the relationship within the tables using a primary key and foreign key relationships like a dimension tables and a fact tables, which also we discussed yesterday. Like we have fact tables and a dimension tables. What are my dimension tables? Which it explains about a particular transaction. Okay, all master tables are called dimension tables. Like your product table gives you product information, customer table gives you customers information, store table will give you store information, time table will give you calendar information. But your fact table will give you numerical information. So all of these columns will have more of a textual data, like customer name, customer address, customer phone number, product name, brand, color, description about the product. These are all text related tables. Whereas fact tables are all your measure columns. When I say measures, which you calculate, like sales is a measure, quantity is a measure, profit is a measure. Right. These are fact tables, which is also called a transaction table. So this does not change day in and day out, but this changes. Like one customer is going to a retail store. So customer information is not altered every day. So once the customer is registered in Amazon, I'm there forever in Amazon's website, right? So every time I order something, my transaction is recorded in fact table in relation to customer, because there is a customer key here and customer key here. So in a customer table, customer key is a primary key. In a fact table, customer key is a foreign key. So every time I order something from an Amazon, okay, so they book some orders. So a new order ID is generated to a same old customer. So in a customer table, the information is not changed. Okay. Based on these relationships, they create a data warehouse where we can use this information for a further analysis, for future analysis. All the historical data is stored here. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years of data is stored. Now, when coming to reporting space, what we do is we connect to these data sources, extract the data, transform it, and build a report. Simple. Okay. So while building the data model, we say that we have few schemas, star schema and snowflake schema. We'll discuss the schemas when we come to build a data model in Power BI in detail. Okay. Now let's understand about, let me introduce, I'll come back to these when we go into visualizations. Okay. Now understands, this is our course outline, which I already sent, you would have got the course content. We'll be starting with Power BI Desktop, from where we'll be understanding connecting and shaping of data. We'll be creating a data model. We'll be creating calculate fields. Then we're building a visualization. Okay. Then publishing it and final project. Okay. These are the steps in a day-to-day work, what we'll be going. This is a flow of a day-to-day environment, what we do in a real time also. Okay. This is not designed as per our class. Okay. But it is on a day-to-day environment. Okay. We connect to data sources. We bring the data, what is the required data to build a report, understand the data. If needed, okay, we transform the data, we shape the data, create some additional columns as per our requirement in the front end visualization. Okay, from there, we create a data model. A model, something like a star schema or a snowflake schema, depends upon the tables and depends upon the requirement. We create something, a model. Once the data model is ready, we create some DAX calculations. Again, it can be calculated columns and calculated measures, which will create. Then we visualize the data and publish it to our services. Okay, the services is again complete a server part of it. Okay, this is a complete day-to-day environment what we're going to do. Now let's come to the understanding of Power BI. So what do you know about Power BI? Someone? Anyone who want to tell? So Power BI is nothing but a data visualization tool, a business analytical solutions, where we visualize the data. Okay, not only visualize it, wish you can share insights across your organizations and connect to hundreds of data sources and bring your data to life. Okay, so why? Because you can also do the same thing in Excel also, right? And why do I need a Power BI? So from where the Power BI has come up? So Power BI was derived from Excel itself. Okay, whatever components we have in Power BI, we are all part of Excel as an add-ins. Okay, but Excel is not a cloud-based application, but Power BI can be cloud-based and has a scalability of to a higher extent where I can add huge amount of data and still perform my analysis and share across the organizations by maintaining the data security also. Let's suppose I send an Excel file to you via mail. Can I control it that you don't send it to someone within the organization or outside the organization? Yeah, outside the organization, yeah, mailers can be tracked. At least from within an organization to some other team member, and I cannot control it. But when we publish an application, a Power BI, we don't send across an email. We publish to the server and we give permissions to control it actually. Who can see those reports? Okay, that's the advantage of Power BI. Okay, so there is a definition what Microsoft has given: a business analytics solution that's like to visualize your data and share insights across your organization and connect to hundreds of data sources and bring your data to life with live dashboards and reports. Okay, so the three core areas what we'll be working is, as I said, connecting to data source, data preparation and analysis, visualization, collaboration and sharing. Okay, you share it to end users or you collaborate within the team members to collate the information, collate the reports, which if you have worked, multiple people have worked on one single dashboard, you can collate it and create one single report. That is collaboration and sharing. Collaboration and sharing can only be possible in Power BI services, not at a Power BI desktop level. Okay, so what are the different tool sets Power BI is giving us? One thing is we have a Power BI desktop, which is a Windows only application where you can connect to data sets, we can visualize and we can build reports. Simple, three things. Then we have Power BI service, which is a website login. Okay, here we can use the data sets what been bought from a desktop. Visuals and reports are same what we build in a desktop. We can build it here. We have additional features are called dashboards, collaboration, and share results. What are dashboards? Is nothing but collection of multiple reports or individual visuals. Okay, dashboard is a collection of individual visuals, which are also called cards. Okay, like custom, let's suppose, see, I have built multiple reports. I don't want all the reports, and there are a lot of visuals in those reports. I don't want all of them, but I would want to build something like more like a crisp, short, okay, maybe to a top level management. So I can create a dashboard. So to showcase data from multiple reports into one dashboard. Okay, I'll pick what is important and we create a dashboards. That's called dashboards. We'll discuss more about and we'll create when we move to services. Okay, then we also have Power BI mobile app. So whatever we created in desktop, published to Power BI services, we can access through a mobile app also. That's where access anywhere. Okay, so these are three major components. So then why Power BI again? Okay, why? Because We can connect and transform, analyze millions and rows of data. And we can access data from virtually anywhere. It can be database tables, it can be flat files, it can be cloud services, it can be folders. From whatever source is there, you can access the data and create fully automated data shaping and loading ETL procedures. Okay, ETL is extraction, transformation, and load. Fully automated. When I say once you connect to data sources, you can do your transformations and load the data and also refresh the data automatically. We can schedule it so that every time I have a new data in my report. We build relational models to blend data from multiple sources. Let's suppose one table is coming from SQL Server, one table is coming from a Salesforce CRM application, one table is coming from some other application like a ERP application from SAP. We can connect all this data from different sources and create a data model. Create the relationship and analyze holistic performance across an entire data model. And we can write advanced calculations using a DAX. DAX is nothing but data analysis expressions, where you can write advanced formulas. Okay, so this is where you guys need to concentrate a lot. Someone is not coming from a Excel background. And Excel also we don't write a DAX. If someone has used the Power Pivot or something, the people would have used DAX. If not, it's a complete new thing. It will be a complete new thing for you guys. Then we can build visualizations, interactive reports, and dashboards. Okay, using Power BI. So now we come back to the scenario. Where is Power BI in the market? Because this is what builds our confidence. In fact, this is 2018. Let me take the newer version. So every year there is a research, Gartner. If you know about Gartner, market research. Yeah. So this is every year they release a survey. This is a magic quadrant for analytics and business intelligence platforms. You see, whereas Microsoft is. Microsoft in there is the Power BI. Microsoft BI tools is okay. Power BI is one of the top leader, coming followed by Tableau. So for you guys, you should know both these two tools. Okay, you should once you started now my Power BI, later you also have to go through a Tableau also. Okay. Why also I'll say, because all these reporting projects would be short-term projects, like 3 months, 6 months, max to max. Okay, so if you're working for a service-based company, okay, today you would have worked for a you worked on a Power BI report, which you complete that okay, for one of the client. The report is completed, the project completes. So now they will assign it to some other client, but that client needs a Tableau report. Okay, if you say at that point, if you say no, it cannot be possible, right? So companies nowadays are recruiting who has multiple tools knowledge. Okay, because right now these are the hot skills, Tableau and Microsoft Power BI. You should start learning in the next 3 to 6 months time frame. Okay, then we have others like ClickSense. Okay, this was one of the time this was a leader. 3 years back, 3 to 4 years back, it was the market leader. At the point, Microsoft was not there, Power BI was not there. Okay, then we have ThoughtSpot, TIPCO, so many other things that they went back. Okay, they are now laggards. So Google Looker is there, Amazon Web Services within Amazon, then MicroStrategy. Okay, 10 years back, 10 to 15 years back, MicroStrategy is the leader. Okay, but they could not compete them. because of new advanced features, the cloud-based applications. Okay. Now, as a saying that Power BI is derived from Excel, so there's a lot common in between Power BI and Excel. As we see, what are the common things in Excel and Power BI, like in Venn diagram? So data shaping, okay, which is called a Power Query editor, was there in Excel also, but it was an add-in. Okay, you don't see it in normal Excel, but this is a add-in. Then your data modeling, which is also called Power Pivot, which is also an additional feature, which is also an add-in Excel. Okay, your calculator DAX is also there in Excel. You all have in Power BI. Okay, so what we have, if you remember, pivot tables, everyone would have heard. The same thing, we have a report view where you create visualizations. Okay, custom visualizations, additional features, these are like custom visualization, R, bookmarks, interactions, then publishing and collaborations, which is not available in Excel. That's one of the major drawback in Excel. Publishing and collaboration options, Power BI service. Okay. Then we have Power Map, Power View, which also can be possible through your custom visualizations. Okay, see, Power BI are built on the top of the exact same engine. Okay, so what additionally is that publishing collaboration options. So this is the major, because see, you can build as many reports as you would want on your desktop, but if I cannot share it to across the globe by sitting here and maintaining the data security, just not mailing it. So which can be possible through Power BI. That's the reason it has picked up. Okay, so now let's start installing it. So anyone has installed already Power BI desktop? No. Okay, let me give the link. You installed Power BI download on your Microsoft website. Okay. So in a short while, we'll discuss on the licensing side also. Okay, so Power BI desktop download, which is a free version. When it's a free version, so you don't need any license for this Power BI desktop. Okay, I'll just give this link. You can just click on the download and it will start downloading, and you can install it also. It's easy. I just copy pasted the link in the chart window, pick it up. Okay, so install it. So it's completely free and it's a smaller application only. And once you install, ask for a sign in, but don't sign in right now. Okay, don't create any sign. You don't need any sign in at this point of time. You can just close this window here. You don't need to do any sign in. There's no sign in required for a desktop. Okay, so let's do a small basic report. Then I'll take you through other things. So not this. So this was my next session's class. Been opened up. I'll create a new. Okay. I cannot keep two application opened. It will give me a memory error. Yeah, I cannot keep if unless until you have more than 8 GB. I have 8 GB, but due to a lot of Tableau and other applications, I'll get a memory issue. Okay, unless until you have much more memory. Okay, you cannot keep multiple instances of Power BI through the memory sharer. Immediately it will close because it occupies a lot of memory. Because all the data is stored in the memory application, memory only. Power BI is a in-memory tools. Any question? Anything you would want to ask? Yeah, this is what when installed instance what you get to see. Okay, it'll ask to see for collaboration and sharing. Then we need to get started. Means where you can sign in. Okay, but now we don't need to do anything. You just close this application. Okay, I'll make you understand these interfaces and everything. Okay, just watch me. What we'll do, I'll connect to some data source. Okay, let's pick a web data source for time being. Okay, let's say I need some URL to load some data. Let's pick something from of World Economic Outlook 2020 database. Okay, so here we'll start preparing a report. It's a new query. Okay, let's pick it up. Okay, let's download in Excel. No, I don't want to download. Dun, dun, dun. Let's just yeah, gross domestic product, current prices. Let's pick it up. So you can select the date range. Okay, and I'll say prepare a report. Okay, now I have the online report. I don't want to download report. Download report would be some Excel file, it will get it. But let's suppose tomorrow some data got updated. Okay, and then if it is downloaded, I cannot I cannot refresh it again. I have to download and refresh it. But for now, what we'll do is we'll take this URL. We'll connect directly this data to Power BI. Okay, you just have to give the path URL and just say okay. So it will try to read the table what is present in that web URL. Give it a second. Yeah. So it is giving us two views, two formats, table 1 and table 2, and there are two views actually here, table view and a web view. Okay. Let's select any of these tables and we should be able to see the data preview here. Okay. So we got the data preview here. Okay. In fact, if you go to web view, you would see, you can see from where we have picked that data from. Okay. And you can go ahead and choose these tables. Let's suppose I think table 1 and table 2 are a collection of two tables of the same data set, I guess. Yeah. It should be same data set. Now we can go ahead and directly say load, or we can click on transform data. Now let's suppose if we see, I don't have column headers. My column headers says column 1, column 2, column 3, column 5, or column 7, something, right? But whereas we don't have these column headers on the top. As I click on transform data, okay, you will see a new application actually. That's where a new component of Power will get to see it. What are those components? Okay, as various Power BI has multiple building blocks. One is Power BI Desktop, Power BI Service, Power BI Mobile. Within Power BI Desktop, we have one more component, okay, which is called Query Editor. In Power BI Desktop, we have one more component which is called Power Query Editor. So now if you see, so these are two things. One is Power BI Desktop, one is Power Query Editor, which is a backend application. This is a query editor tool. This is called Power Query Editor, where we can transform our data here. We can shape our data. Okay, I'll quickly do it. Okay, so we'll see. I'll take you through each and every tabs and everything over here. Right now, I'll just do it quickly. So I would want to use first as headers. Yeah, mode the headers. So what are changes you make? It'll record the steps, and are all now I'll check whether I have a proper data types. No, I don't think I have proper data types. Here, if you see, I have, as these are ABC columns. Okay, what we can do is now I would want to choose. I can go ahead and choose data types for each and every table, each and every column, but I can also use a detect data types so that Power will do its data type detection for all the columns at once. Okay, now it has changed decimals, and see if this data here, this is a completely empty 0%. There's no, so I don't need this column. I can go and simply delete this, remove. Okay, and you can always analyze the data. So if you see here, you can, when you see this green line, okay, it will give a summary of your information. You can analyze this data. So here there is an error. Okay, there are some errors here. It can be anything, and this data is more of in a pivoted format. So let's unpivot this data. Okay, so let's go to transform, unpivot columns. Okay, and I'll say this is the year, and this is our, what data was this? This is our GDP at current prices, right? Okay, GDP at current prices, and there is some error, means we should see what error is this. There might be some null values or something. would have been there. Data format we couldn't convert. So there is some error. Somewhere some there are no, some nulls are not converted or something is happening. Okay, less than 1%. Our errors are there. We can simply remove these errors. Okay, when I say removing errors, means it is actually removing those set of values which are not able to convert to a number, because earlier it was ABC. It was not able to convert it. Okay, now my data is ready. Okay, what we'll do is I'll say close and apply. I'm just doing it quickly so that I'll to take you through the end-to-end steps what will be going in a day-to-day environment. Okay, once the data will get loaded to a Power BI desktop, from Power Query to desktop it is now getting loaded. Okay, so it is trying to create a model, but we don't have a model at this point on because it's one single table what we have loaded. So it is loading data to model. So you can see each and every step what is trying to do. Now number of 1541 rows of data is loaded. Data load is done. So here we have 3 layers. One is a model, data model layer. So let me click on this. You could see whatever table we have loaded and the set of columns. If you have multiple tables, this is where we build the data model. We can see it as a data view. Okay, each and every column information I can see, detailed information. Then we have a report view where we build the visualizations. Okay, let's say I would want to create a okay, GDP by country as an app. Okay, before that, give me a minute. I'll just assign some geographical role country to this column. So we are assigning a geographical role. Okay, I'll explain you in detail later. Okay, globe symbol has come up now. But now I can use this country as a location field. Okay, and my GDP values as my values. Okay, and there are other formatting options and everything is there. And this is where Islamic Republic of India has so big. How come they have so much of GDP? Okay, there's some issue in the data, but this is how you do an end-to-end activity. You will do, okay, you will load the data, you transform the data using a Power Query editor. Okay, shape, clean the data, okay, process the columns or whatever it is, load into model. Okay, this is a Power Query editor, load this into the model. Okay, and build the visualizations. This is what your end-to-end activity. From here, we publish this report. So here we have a publish option. We publish this report to service. So for this, we need to log in. Okay, from Power BI Desktop, I'll publish this report to Power BI Service. Till now, we don't need any login or anything. Okay, any questions? Anything you would want to ask? Varun, Mahbub, Shanti. Ever. Okay. So that's your work, what you'll be doing in a day-to-day environment. Now let's come back and understand the architecture of Power BI. Okay. So you, as a developer or an analyst, would be working on a Power BI desktop. Okay. This is a complete architecture of Power BI. We'll be working on a Power BI desktop. Okay. So you connect to multiple data sources. So Power BI can connect to 70 plus data sources. So it's 40, it's the older one, but you can connect to more than 70 plus data sources. It can be web files, it can be Excel files, SQL, CSV, Access files, SharePoint, okay, or you can Facebook, Twitter, any sources you can load the data into Power BI. So you connect the data sources. Okay, once you connect, so that's where you do a transformations, you build your reports, and once the report is done, you publish the report to Power BI service where you try to collaborate it. So once you publish, you have something called ask a question about your data. So which is natural language query, which is a Cortana integration, which Power BI done. You might know a tool called Cortana. Yeah, it is integration, Cortana integration. Cortana from Microsoft. Cortana. Okay, so it's a virtual assistant. So it was developed by something, and I think Microsoft has acquired it. It's a personal productive assistant in Microsoft 365. Cortana helps you achieve more what with less efforts while allowing you to focus on what matters. So it's just a natural language query. Okay, you can ask questions about your data, and it'll create a visualization for yourself. So you can publish the reports, you create dashboards, you can create alerts. Okay, so once the report is there, now your database is you're connected from your desktop. Now, how do you refresh the data? So we have something called Power BI on-premises gateways. Okay, we have a Power BI gateways are there. Okay, where we establish a gateways so that my data is always up to date in my report. Okay, we'll also install these gateways and publish it and schedule the reports. Once it is published and scheduled, so this is where an end user can access. End user can access through a mobile, to a tablet, or through a web applications. Or you can also email it, a report. HTML page also can be email to the end user. And you also can maintain some row level security. So this is an end-to-end process what an as a Power BI consultant or Power BI desk developer should know. Any doubts in the architecture, Varun?
No, sir.
Sure. Okay. Please feel free to ask questions. Okay. Whatever damn silly question also. Okay. And let me also know if I'm fast, I'm too fast, you're not getting it. I'll slow down it. Okay. Why I'm explaining all of these things is you should know in and out of the application, not just developing. Okay. What is going to happen in and out from beginning to the end. Okay, so when I send the slides, you can go through all of these bulleted points. Okay, it is just extension to this slide. It's just to more expansion of points. That's it. Okay, now coming back to the licensing. The Power BI, we have two licensing for the Power BI services. What we need to take. One is Power BI Pro and one is Power BI Premium. Okay, Power BI Pro would cost you around $9.99 per user per month billing it is. Okay, which is again billed annually. Okay, but I need a dedicated servers. Okay, if I need a dedicated servers, okay, and for a huge amount of data, then I go for a Power BI Premium, so which is an enterprise distribution. This is Power BI Pro is individual and for individual use. This is user-based license. This is an enterprise-based license. For this, you need to shell out 4,995. I think this is the older pricing. Newer, they changed this pricing model also. So when I say model, this part is same $9.99, but here Power BI Premium. So this is $9.99. So the still it is 4,995 only. No, recently some okay, they're not rolled out yet, I guess. Okay. So what limitations in each of them is Power BI Pro, which is per user license, you can load up to model size, data model size, not a table size. Complete application size as a limitation of 1 GB. Okay. Whereas Power BI Premium, which is again per user, have 100 GB is a model size you can build. Okay, then power capacity is again 400 GB. You cannot go till there. Okay, so but Power BI desktop application can only use up to 1 GB. This is a desktop application. Okay, your servers, services, Power BI Premium services per user it is 100 GB per user can load the data. Okay, one user can load up to 100 GB of data. Okay, and total it is 100 TB for multiple users. Maximum storage it is. Okay, so these are the few pricing details what we need to know. Okay, so a lot of organizations, if they would want at a huge scale, okay, they go for Power BI Premium licensing. It's per capacity again month. You'll have a dedicated servers for you because Power BI is hosted. When I say Power BI service is hosted to Azure services. Okay, okay. So tomorrow onwards, we'll start building, understanding the workflow, start loading the data into Power Query editors, doing a data preparation activities, okay, data modeling, then creating relationships and visualizing the data is what your complete data model is about. So it is split up into two parts. One is data preparation in the query editor. The rest of everything is data modeling part, which is called data model. Okay, so there are two components here. One is data preparation activity and rest of them is one of the other activities. Data preparation, data modeling will help in understanding relationships and data views. And we have data visualizations, which is a report view. So this tool is completely different. It's called Query Editor, Power Query Editor, as we saw. Okay, so we'll end the session here. From 2 hours, we'll take up the data and start working on it. So meanwhile, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And I would request everyone to download Power BI and keep it ready for yourself. Guys, anything? No questions? We'll close the session. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. Same timing, same link at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.